H. Welcome back to another video. What you're seeing here is me making a Minecraft build for a structure for a new SMP that I'm creating. If you guys don't already know, I'm making an SMP called Impending SMP. It's going to have lots of new stuff like custom crafting, it's going to have custom mob attacks and things like that, and I've decided I'm going to add custom structures. So this time lapse is going to be me making a custom structure called the Jester Tree. And this structure took over 4 hours for me to make. So if you guys will like and subscribe, but in all seriousness, if you guys do like the building content, because I've never made building videos on my channel before, then make sure to like the videos and comments. Because otherwise, I don't know if you guys like it or not. If you guys like diverse Minecraft content, such as redstone, building, PvP, or survival, you guys can hit that subscribe button and definitely turn on notification bell, because otherwise I do not exist. I just don't exist. This video is made out of 3.5 hours of footage, so this video will not have commentary throughout the entire thing. It will be half time-lapse, half commentary type thing, so, yep. So I start off my build by using warped stem blocks. I'm also using the crimson stem blocks. I thought it might be cool if I combine the two because they're basically opposites of each other. One's blue and one is red. They both look really cool, so I thought, what if I mix these together to make a giant tree? So, here we go. Here you can start to see the spiraling that I started to do with the two types of wood. I thought instead of making it half and half, I will create a sort of spiral with the crimson stems, and I would basically have it spiral around the warped stems. That might look pretty cool. Here you can see that I'm starting to finish the main stem of the tree, the big bulky one in the middle. I've created a spiral of crimson and a bunch of warped wood, and I've also had the crimson drip downwards to make it look even better. Make it look like the crimson is spreading onto the tree, kind of like Terraria. So here I sit back and observe the big stem that I've created, and I realize it doesn't really look that good. I thought the two colors and the two blocks would look really good together, but it turns out they kind of don't. So instead I decided I would replace all of the warped wood with dark oak logs, or dark oak wood, so that it looks better. And this might seem like a lot of work, but it is nothing compared to what I had to do later. Now, something about building with wood planks, and generally trees that are this large, is that it's actually kind of annoying. The wood logs look really weird if they're not all facing the same direction. So here you can see me trying to make the wood go in the same direction, which is kind of annoying. For any area where you can use normal logs, you use logs, and anywhere where it's exposed to the top or the bottom, you're going to want to use the full wood textured blocks. The thing about the full wood textured blocks, however, is that there's always one side that doesn't go the same direction, or there's two sides. So you have to kind of go around that. Here I've started to create the roots of the tree. Now I wanted these roots of the tree to kind of like go upwards and downwards and all these strange crazy patterns, because this is Impending SMP. This is no normal tree, this is no normal SMP, this is no normal tree. It's just how it works. Now I wanted to make the tree not completely out of crimson wood. I also wanted it to be half out of normal wood. So that's also what I'm doing here. You can see this particular root right here, it's actually made out of both types of wood. So that's kind of cool. After the roots, I started making the branches of the tree, which instead of curving upwards or looping around, I made them curve downwards for the most part, just to make it look kind of weird. Again, this is Impending SMP. It's not supposed to be all what you expect. Not at all. So after that, I create the top section, which is basically 4 large branches that curve into the same point, and it looks kind of cool. And, well, I decided this looks pretty bland by itself, so I need to add more to it. I decided I'm going to make a giant sphere in the middle of these 4 branches. The problem is, I've never actually made a sphere before. So here I decide what materials I want to make the sphere out of. I choose dead coral, or dead brain coral, and I also choose cobblestone with that. I also thought of using soul sand, but it didn't really make sense, so I never used soul sand. Took several tries and also several spheres until I could finally create one the size I wanted, and I actually learned a really easy way to make them. You basically just make 6 plus signs and then you fill it in. It's pretty easy now that I learned it. So after that, I added a green glow, or a green ring around the sphere, and I added some finishing touches. I made the leaves of the tree, or not really the leaves, just the crimson part of the tree, kind of curve downwards and kind of drip, almost like liquid. And then I ran into a big problem. Something that I didn't think about before was that, well, the impending server is 1.15.2. The Crimson Wood only exists in 1.16. I would have to replace all of the Crimson Wood, which is like 40% of the entire build. So I looked at two different blocks that I wanted to choose from. I looked at the Magma block and the Red Netherwort block. And I looked at them and I decided, okay, I guess we'll just make it out of Red Netherworts. While I was doing this, I discovered something strange. In order to replace the crimson blocks with the warp blocks really fast, I was right-clicking and left-clicking at the same time. What I discovered is that if you do this, you can replace the block, even if there's nowhere to place the red warp block. Here you can clearly see that there's no blocks behind these blocks that I'm trying to replace, but somehow I'm able to break it and place a new block. Here I start placing podzol instead of grass everywhere, just because there's not enough depth to this tree. Here are the final finishing touches. I'm just changing the shape of the four branches and other parts of the tree, just to make it look as good as I can, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So here it is. This is the final product. It looks pretty cool. Big orb in the middle, basically like claws at the top. The tree looks like it's melting, and some parts of it are like trying to go upwards. It looks kind of cool. Once again, if you guys like these building videos, you can like the video. You can also comment down below if you want a bird's eye view kind of thing, instead of this building montage of me actually building it, because that might look a lot better on the eyes. But without further ado, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the impending SMP. Subscribe, turn those notifications on, it will be quite the blast. By the way, stay tuned for the Impending SMP. It's going to be quite a blast. If you want to join it, you can. There's the Discord in the description below.